So nice to meet you.
Great.
Congratulations on an absolutely brilliant film.
Great.
Maybe you could just start by telling me why you wanted to be involved with this project, the Florida Project.
The reason why I wanted to get involved, there were many reasons. It was a beautiful script. I admired Sean's work in the director in Tangerine. There was something there that was special. And how he wanted to shoot the film, where he was going to shoot the film, was very important. And then also the character. I didn't know what it was. You don't know it until you do it, really. But I liked how he was placed in the story. So there were many propositions for an adventure, a good situation to make something, and to be around people that were really driven to do something special.
And what was your experience of filming the movie?
Well,
I know some of it was a bit improvised. There was kind of this very gritty realism about it in some aspects.
Right. Sean loves to mix actual elements that exist with fictional elements. So we're shooting in a motel that really is operational. So, like, I'm playing the manager of a motel. So, like, sometimes I'm telling the real manager of the motel, please, can you leave the office so I can step in there and we can shoot this scene? Or sometimes we'll be shooting a scene and somebody will come in to check in and we'll be like, can you wait 5 minutes until we finish this scene? There was a blurring of, the real world and our world quite often. And also, this is a world of long-term temporary residents, and those people were living in the motel while we were shooting. They were working as extras, they were helping us with production, so they informed everything we were doing. They sort of kept us honest. You can't make a movie, that disrespects people when you get to know them.
And Bria hadn't actually filmed a movie before,
right.
And then you had little Brooklyn, who seems to just
firecracker.
really be embracing,
Yeah.
and brings out this really sort of lively, life lived well in the film. So what was it like working with that cast?
Great. I mean, the kids were a handful, but I had this parallel thing that I'm the motel manager, so my feelings as a person, as an actor in the process, kind of were paralleled by my role in the movie, because it was loose enough that I did have to wrangle them. I did have to look out for them. I did have to watch what they were doing. I did have to deal with their chaos. And I loved them, but I also, sometimes they were totally out of control, and I'd have to come down on them or wrangle them, So there was always a parallel with my role and what my situation was in the actual making the movie. And Bria, first time I walked in, she's all tatted out. She looked, really at home in that place. And I thought, wow, where'd they find this woman? Is she from here? I really didn't know. She didn't have the stink of an actress, and I appreciate that. I mean, it gave me something to work with. It gave me new life,
And the film does have to go to some dark places, there are some gritty moments. Was there a scene that was particularly difficult to pull off?
I can't think offhand, of one scene. One thing about my character is there aren't any traditional, like, big moments or big transformation. It kind of rolls off. It's a very fluid movie in that respect. It doesn't have the big, at least my character doesn't have these big set pieces. So it's hard to break it up into scenes. It was quite fluid. I'd show up, I'd do my job. I knew some scenes that we had to do, and then we'd invent some, and you never knew what was going to happen. You knew a little bit from the script, but it was also quite loose. So that was a thrilling way to come to work.
And it does delve into some, subjects like poverty. You've got these people living on the outskirts of what's supposed to be some kind of utopia of Disneyland. What do you think this film is really about, and what do you think people will take away from it?
Oh, God. I'm never good with that question. I know what I take away from it.
Yeah.
When I see it, I'm just struck that there's a social responsibility. We are connected, and we're going to take care of each other. It's the best way. It's not even a moral question. It's a practical thing. And the motel is kind of a microcosm. It really shows you, for example, my character, he doesn't wear his compassion on a sleeve. It's practical. He wants to see the ball game. He wants people to be happy. He wants people to be safe, And I think it just shows, how important it is to help each other. Because if we don't help each other, then it's going to become a problem, and it'll be a threat to your well-being. I mean, my happiness is dependent on your happiness, and vice versa. And I think that's expressed in an unsentimental, tough, and practical way in the movie. And of course that resonates to, on the local level, the community level, the government level, the general human level. So I think the movie, while it has, on one hand, it's a joyous, has a lot, the joy of a childhood, of kids running around. I mean, it's got a little Huck Finn, it's got a little, Eloise, it's got, those elements in it. But I think that kind of lesson about social responsibility comes through. And it doesn't point fingers, but it reminds us that that's important.
And can you briefly just tell us about any upcoming projects? Have you got anything in the pipeline?
Sure. I just finished Aquaman. That didn't come out for a while. I'm very excited about Murder on the Orient Express, Kenneth Branagh's movie with a fabulous cast. We know what the story is on that one. Hopefully you can forget. But it doesn't really matter, because it's not so much a whodunit as how they do it, or how it was done. And then right now I'm shooting with Julian Schnabel on a film called At Eternity's Gate that deals with the last part of the life of Vincent van Gogh.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time, and congratulations again on a great film.
Great, thanks.